Hey, what's going on YouTube? My name is Eli. Welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to finally just put the nail in the coffin, finally get started of what I really came here for to talk about is these three gurus. Actually, no. Logan, you're out of the picture because no one really cares, bro. You're washed, you're disgusting, and honest to God, everybody hates you, bro. And everyone hates your punk-ass brother from the last fight, all right? But let's be honest. No one cares. Everybody knows you're already a bad person anyways who wants fucking content. I am going to be talking about the two people who I feel like not only were kind of forced to be a part of this stupid game in general, but I feel like has a lot of tribals and errors now just from them being absolutely stupid. I am going to be testing if KSI and MrBeast really are bad people or most likely kind of similar to Logan Paul. And what I mean kind of similar is like at least they kind of do just shady shit in general. And it's going to really surprisingly, what really started everything, what made them so beloved and then suddenly hate right after. Like, seriously, it's like MrBeast and KSI was one of the most well-respected YouTubers in history, and suddenly just everything went down for them as soon as they started hanging with Logan, after they started doing all of these other shenanigans stuffs. You know, it's just the same old, same old. So we're going to just kind of make a theory. It's not exactly true. We're going to probably start with the obvious one, which is KSI, and then we'll end with MrBeast, because MrBeast is a lot to take in, especially if we don't even know this guy's is bad or not. In my conclusion, I would say that he's probably evil, but I'll probably explain why in a minute, or after KSI. So let's get started on KSI himself. KSI. This guy has been off the rails on Twitter. Absolutely got demolished by Dan TDM. I made a video about that. Go watch it. I suggest it. I'll also put it on the end of my video. But yeah, this guy has been through a lot of dumb stuff lately. He's been doing stupid shit. And how I feel about KSI is that he's changed. He's definitely gotten the wrong side. He's pretty much joined the wrong side, I feel like. And here's my theory for what happened to KSI is greed. Greed has gotten the best of him. And the main reason why I say that is because I feel like he became sort of part of the dark side when he created Prime with Logan and just started promoting stuff with Logan. It's just ever since after the boxing ring, he's changed a lot and not the good kind of change. So it's very disappointing, and yeah, obviously people who grew up on KSI, because KSI has been around for a while, but someone like him and people who grew up on him just lost faith in him a bit, and it's just very sad, just because it was all from the money and the greed, all of that. But it's not surprising because when people saw the KSI versus Logan Paul fight, it was the biggest hype in history. I was a little bit hyped for it. As much as I hate to say it, I was a little hyped for it. People started making memes and jokes about it, obviously, and I was laughing at it. But I was hyped, and I was rooting for KSI. But it's just, it was very, like, non-surprising. And I don't know what I'm expecting from half the things. I look back at what it was a long time ago, and I thought to myself, gosh, I was really stupid for thinking that was a cool thing that people did, or that KSI and Logan did. But then after the whole fighting thing, they decided, oh, let's make an energy drink together. Turned out that energy drink is bad for you. It has, lead and stuff like that. But we ain't going to get to that. I already did in my last video. Already covered it. So let me be straight honest with you of my point of what happened to KSI. KSI did something with Logan Paul that became a huge event. He was usually trolling Logan Paul at that time, and then just became the troll itself, and then just got trolled on the internet. Lost hope of getting trolled on or trolling, type scenario. The troll lost and got clowned on. So, and I'm assuming when KSI started to realize, oh, well, that boxing made a lot of money. What happens if I do more with us together. And guess what? It made a lot of money when they were selling Prime together. And then everything started going on. And then Jimmy started introducing KSI and Logan more often. And Jimmy was like, dang, I'm probably getting more views. And then so on and so forth. And then boom, he collaborated with both of the two. That's my biggest theory. I'm obviously kind of not exact. And the main reason why I say this is obvious and easy is because it's literally because KSI has interacted with Logan more than MrBeast has, and MrBeast is a whole nother thing. So that's why most likely KSI is easier, because he's been with Logan the much longer. He's been doing this type of stuff with him for longer. So that's why I've been more likely knowing that his side or KSI side is most likely greed. And he just made himself look like an idiot and a fool now. And I honestly believe that he really just should have just stopped. He really should have not joined Logan Paul. And that would have made his career 10 times. That would be the craziest comeback ever. That he told Logan, we ain't cool anymore. I'm leaving you. I'm going back to what I usually do. He apologizes to everybody, including Dan TDM and the other people, including children out there for trying to sell a terrible product, and much more. So it would be the most craziest comeback ever, but I doubt that we're going to see that. And I'm not going to lie, I will admit the comeback is kind of far away from coming. So it's either way, he's kind of in a lose scenario. You know, if he can at least admit that he did something stupid and wrong, maybe that would fix everything. But I don't know. It broke his fans' heart, and it's definitely breaking his, bank, Yeah. And also, the song's trash. I just don't like it. I literally forgot about it. I almost forgot about it in my speaking or me talking about this. I completely forgot about it. I was about to make a stupid meme or joke about it, but that's how bad the song is. It's forgettable. It's not that good. It's not that exciting. So honest to God, I can see why people made fun of it, thick of it, and him going on the whole Aiden Ross podcast, or what the heck, Aiden Ross, and having a conversation with him was sort of crazy. He was just whining. It's pretty obvious that this guy's affected by the fans commenting and trashing on him. But what do you expect? If you're going to try and continue the beef and continue everything else, you're going to be clowned on no matter what. So that's sort of a problem that you have. And that's your fault. You don't be stupid, because if you do stupid things, you'll win stupid prizes, and that's exactly what you got. So that's pretty much my entire thing about KSI and what pretty much happened. And yeah, now let's get on to the bigger guy. MrBeast, the one guy that is considerably the greatest man of all time, gives money to the homeless, does charity works for everybody, and even tries to make sure anybody with a disabled or anything that's curable for a sickness that someone has, he'll cure it for that person specifically. And it shows that there's a lot of good intentions in MrBeast's videos in general. A lot of things have been going on. There was a little bit of some secretive and some very interesting and odd things on the MrBeast company, but nothing was really crazy about it. Until he has gotten bigger and more common, and recently, and everybody has started to look up to him, everything came crashing down and everything started going on. I feel like there is two categories for MrBeast, and one of the categories of him being evil is that he's actually not evil. He has good intentions, but he hires the wrong type of people without either even knowing, or he just does it without even permitting or knowing. And just like, he just doesn't know what he's doing right, or he's not correctly acknowledging his problem. What I'm trying to specifically get at here is pretty much MrBeast has so many people working with him. He has a team, he has a crew, but all of those types of members and teams have something against them that's most likely illegal and most likely very horrible for a human to be doing. he literally he had two pedos. One of them was his best friend, Chris Tyson, and the other one was just some random dude. And it was very shocking to me. I never knew that MrBeast would hire these types of people, but I could also think that MrBeast doesn't know too much. I feel like there's been a lot of confusions lately with that, and I feel like there's a lot of hidden gems of MrBeast being a bad person. And another one, the second one I most likely think of him being evil, is that, yeah, he is purely evil. That he is fully in charge of everything. He knows what's going on, and he knows what he's doing, and he just refuses to not take accountability and answer questions. And that's the thing. It's pretty much the same thing, but MrBeast is involved with the people who are in his company, you know? And I feel like that's most likely. Oh, actually, yeah, I would say that's most likely, sadly. I usually try not to think that MrBeast is a bad person because he's done so much good for the world. But we cannot deny the fact that someone could be doing so many goods and at least have a bad side to him that could be horrible. Because that's just the thing. If you do something secretly bad and you're trying to cover up with the good news on YouTube or whatever in general, you're most likely doing horrible. He's been doing crypto scams just like Logan, especially with Logan in that case, and most likely KSI too. And he's been going on it, lying to most people. And people have a lot of questions for the things. He's been selling brands and food that is usually not unorthodox or not correct. He's been scamming other people for like content, and he's been probably doing illegal things that we don't even know or things that he hasn't done. And I most likely am worried about that scenario because it's hard to believe that he doesn't even know what's going on, but at the same time he most likely does, and he most likely should know. Like, seriously, this is something serious that you have to take on. So many people have questioned Jimmy. So many people have asked him what he's been doing, and he has given zero answers to any of them. And even if they are, they're the little amount and oddball ones. They're not even the actual main conflict of what they're trying to ask. So he would go on talking about something completely different. And I will admit, I feel like Dogpack has put on good points about MrBeast, but most likely, I feel like there's definitely some plot holes. And he's definitely just going after Jimmy the entire time. And it's just like, he's been putting on so many things specifically to hate him, like the CGI. No dip, he's going to do CGI for most of the stuff. Sorry, I'm having cracks here. But no dip that he's going to have CGI. Some of them are obviously CGI. There's no denial. But there is good points about pictures of the same waterfall in the last video I was trying to defend. And multiple other things. And even someone, like most coworkers who were good people have specifically came out forward and say how much it was a struggle to be with MrBeast and how it's terrible to be with Jimmy the entire time, you know? And I feel like that's just a lot to take in, and it is really confusing to me because there's a lot of things that are questionable that Jimmy doesn't answer to. He doesn't answer to any of the stuff. He doesn't answer about the Chris Tyson. He doesn't answer about hiring pedos in his videos. He doesn't question the people who market and all of the other stuff. Hell, he doesn't even get questioned from CoffeeZilla, who has been making good videos about MrBeast, and I really do appreciate it. And especially someone like Willie Mac, who has made good videos about him too, and very responsible ones. So it is very hard to tell when Jimmy is a bad person or not. I'm not going to conclude and say that Jimmy is obviously a bad person, but there is a hunch of him being one. And that's why most fans are starting not to like him anymore and starting to hate him. And ever since he made it, most likely it's the same thing with KSI. Ever since he's been collaborating with KSI and how these two are like the most iconic people with KSI and Logan, MrBeast thought, wow, these are like the new generations. I probably have no choice but to join the group. So I'm just going to tag in a bit. That's most likely my biggest theory, is just like Jimmy saw these two and they were like, wow, they're starting to make popularity. They're making money, even though it's very bad of the way they're making it. And they're just doing so much. So I might as well join them. And I feel like and Jimmy is a popular person. He's very popular. He even admits that he's very expensive, but Logan and KSI know he's a good prophet, so they'll take it because everybody loves MrBeast. And I feel like that's just the scenario that's been going on lately. So, yeah, I really don't have much to say about how I feel about the scenario. And do I think Jimmy is guilty? In some sort of capacity, he most likely is. But am I going to 100% say, yes, he's a bad guy, he is not innocent? No. There is a word called, or a phrase called, innocent until proven guilty. Try not to shit on Jimmy so much, but be reasonable. Try not to be over-exaggerating the whole stuff, like the CGI stuff and everything else. It's not worth it, and it's honestly unreasonable to do that. But take a lot of good points from people like CoffeeZilla or Willie Mac. They are really good people who make really good videos on it. So, yeah, pretty much that's the whole entire thing about MrBeast and how I most likely feel. So, in conclusion, it's really hard to tell what's going on with MrBeast or KSI, but in short terms, what I can pretty much say is that both the two pretty much possibly were good people and then turned into evil very quick or soon because of greed and money, or much more just fame or anything like that. I don't really know. I'm just kind of beating the horse at this point, man. Everybody's made a video about these guys, but honestly, I kind of just wanted to do it because, I also have a lot to say how I feel. It's that these two people, I just wonder why. Like, there's people who grew up on you guys, and you guys decided, oh, okay, maybe it's about time we start showing our darker side and whatnot. Like, it's just so sad for me, and I don't know how to say it. I started loving Jimmy at first, and then just everything went to shit just right after. But in conclusion, it's just that these guys, in theory, in my eyes, are most likely now just bad or have something on their sleeves, or they're just ding-dongs that have no clue what they're doing, and they're doing stupid stuff and thinking they're doing good. So, and that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Sorry for this, content and whatnot, or just the lack of it. So I'll be posting more soon, but I hope you guys enjoy this video. See you guys later. Peace.